Hello, this is my short film on the big one. For those who use waste vegetable oil for running your vehicles or in the production of biodiesel, this might be a film worth watching. Right, with all waste oil, we have to filter it of all its debris, food particles left, or animal fats. It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. Right, the main things a lot of people use are sieves, but that's only going to get out some particles. So most people nowadays use filter socks. The reason why I made this film is I bought a DVD out about my hints, tips, inventions of biodiesel back in 2012, beginning of the year. And I had so many inquiries about my filter system. This one. Since then we went on a big way. I was asked for something that you could filter oil quicker, more at a time, i.e. save time, save money. Right, so first of all I had to look at the filter sock. This is a new filter sock. I found 5 negatives. Don't get me wrong, they're cheap, they do the job, but we want to save time. So I found 5 negatives. The first one was the operational use of it. Normally you put a broomstick through, you hang it there, and you're trying to pour the oil in the gap you can see. If it rocks about, you're going to get oil over the sides and what have you. That was the first one. The second one was the capacity. These usually hold, this is an 18-inch one, these usually hold maybe 10 inches, 10 litres at a time. If you've got 100 litres to do, and you don't want to hang about, do you use 5 of these? I hope to get it done quicker. 10 maybe. It's a lot of work, and we don't need the work. The third one was the efficiency of it. So depending on your type of oil, as soon as you start filtering your oil, this will start blocking up. So we might start off fast, and by the end of the day it's dripping, and you leave it overnight, come back the next day and it's done. Cleaning. If you've had some thick animal fats, again you've got to clean this in the washing machine if the wife don't see you, drying it in the tumble dryer. These can take a long time to dry. Trust me, I've had these in for over an hour in the tumble dryer. They take a long time to dry, even leaving them outside. The thing is, there's also a metal ring in the tumble dryer. If these bang about, they can break, and also the heat will burn the glue that holds the material, and it can burn through to the sock. You can spend maybe 2 days to get these clean, ready for use. So we need something that you can use every day. And the last one is the lifespan of it. Like clothes, anything. When we keep washing and washing and washing, being material, eventually they get weaker. The acidity in the oil, sooner or later, you've got to replace them. They're widely available, they do a good job, but again, we're looking for time consuming. We don't need it, we want speed, but still doing the same job. So, I had to find something that would knock these 5 negatives out. So what was the best bet? I came up with this. And here it is, the big one. Right, here it is, the big one. You see that? No, it's not something off a plane, don't worry about that. Right, it's a big monster. This is when you want to filter using a drum. Why? Because as soon as we filter the oil in the drum, top on, you can dewater it, take the water out of the oil. Right, so my 5 negatives, if we remember, was the operational use of it. This is dead easy. You use a drum with a clamp top, take the top off. We've got some spider legs, 3 spider legs, just slots down. No looking for a broom. This will not swing about, this will not move, stationary. So the operational use is, it's ready to use straight away. Right, pick it up with me little finger. I'm going to give you all the dimensions that should come up on the screen. Just in case you say, he said what? Right, he weighs just under 4.5 kilos. Okay, just under 4.5 kilos. Right, the aperture, as you can see here, the aperture, 12 inches. It's better than our filter sock, so we can get more oil in. When you've got something a bit bigger to get in, we ain't going to spill it all over the place. Right, the depth up to here, the height is 10 inches. The diameter of the actual filter itself, 19 inches. And with our spider legs, they're 3¼ inches. Any drum this will slot straight onto. Right, here comes the other part. Inside, and I'll show you camera close-ups in a minute. Inside we have a felt, highly woven stainless steel mesh. And this is the mesh I used. It is very fine. If I went any lower than this, the oil would stand still. This is what they call 200 micron mesh. This is 200 holes per linear inch. And the wire is 0.040 millimeters. So it's 0.040 millimeters thick. And the hole size is 0.077. This is very fine. This is going to be the best you get it. And in a minute I'm going to show you this working. Right. The efficiency. We just keep pouring. This should hold 60 litres. If you, depending on your oil, if you can keep up with it. What I'm going to do is use a liquid oil. I'm not worried about all the bits and pieces that fly in. We'll just pour the whole lot straight in. We want speed rather than getting out all the little bits. So with this system, you don't have to worry about the chips falling in, what have you. They go straight to the bottom. That's the other good thing about it. Right, cleaning. It's a very fine mesh this. No metal, you use plastic. You can either leave it outside in the sun for the bits to dry off and then brush them out. Hot soapy water, a soft brush or hand brush, brush it around, wash it out, turn it upside down, leave it to drip dry. We are ready to use it again. Use a little damp cloth, what have you, but you will see all the bits in the bottom. Inside, when we pour, especially on this model, which again I'll show you on the close-up, it's slightly risen in the centre, so that as we pour the oil in, it goes out to the side and fills up. Now the reason why I'm going to show you liquid oil is I can see if I can get ahead of this thing. It's the first time it's been tested, so if it goes wrong I'm going to look a right plonker. Now the reason why I ain't going to show thick oil is because the film would take too long and you'd be asleep. But with the thick oil, we are getting a bigger volume, capacity wise, for the oil to press out to the sides. When it starts drying, just scoop it out. You try scooping the fatty oils out of your sock. It's a messy job. So it's dead easy to keep clean. The lifespan of it probably lasts as long as you're making bio filtering oil. Chrome body, stainless steel mesh. We got steel legs, spider legs because I call them spider, and we got aluminium strips inside. So we've got no worry about rust whatsoever. This is quick and easy to use. Now I'm going to show you how to filter 100 litres of oil, and you will see what this does. Right, let's get ready. Right, I might be out of camera, but I wanted you to see as this oil goes in. We've got a nice heavy drum. You can see the top just clamps on. Just put it on. We've got a nice big area to work with, and we're at waist height. We're not holding the oil up too high. So what I'm going to do, I've got 100 litres of oil here, and like I said, I'm just going to throw it straight in, and then I'll get the camera to come up close and you can see. Also what I'm going to do, just to see for myself how long it takes. So I'm going to time it. So we've got 5 to put in. If this doesn't work, I'm going to not look that brilliant. Are we mad inventors? That's for you to decide at the end. Right. We should be ready to go. Like I said, first one in the centre. Splashes around well. This oil came from a fish and chip shop, so we know we're going to get bits. Mainly what we want to deal with is the water in it. But we don't care what falls inside it. Which one? There's always a knack of pouring these and never found it out yet. Number 2 is still going through lovely. Like I said, I'm going as fast as I can keep up with this. You usually find, because it's cooked on a chicken, some of them will have nothing in because it's midway the filter wet. This is our third one. The other thing was, I didn't tell you about the holes around the outside, because I can hardly keep up with trying to fill this. There's 2,538 holes, and each model, each tank can be slightly different. This one has no holes in the bottom, and we're on 2.5 minutes. The 70 litres. Trying to make 80. You can see the stuff in the bottom. This is mostly to catch the particles that we can't see. Here's 80. This is going to put us to 100. Just over the 3.5 minute mark. There's 90 litres. I was aiming for 5 minutes. So there you go. There's 100 litres. And we're still on, we just hit the 4 minute mark. So what I'm going to do now is close the camera up for you. Right, This is, like I said, this is 77 micron. And what I'm going to do is just close, you can hear it coming through. There you go. I've got 2,500 odd holes, so I'm not really too worried. You can see there's 100 litres, and if you look, you can just see the tiny little bits on the side now. We went over 5 minutes, but it didn't take me 5 minutes in which to put it in. Now if you can see the little bits on the bottom. These are the bits that a lot of sieves won't get, and this is what will block your filter socket. You can see we've got a few debris bits on the other side. You can just see those bits. These are the bits we don't want in our oil, because this changes our pH if we're making biodiesel. If we're running this in our car, this is what will end up in the oil filter. Right, slowing down now because obviously the weight, near enough there. The other good thing about this is sometimes with filter bags they leave a bit of oil at the bottom because of the weight. With this, when we're done, we can pick it up. It's a bit like panning for gold. We can get the last bit of oil out because it's within the diameter of the drum. Like I said, if you went down lower than this mesh, a lot of people say, can you get 1 micron? The oil would actually stand still. The mesh would be just too fine. It's alright for material because it sinks through material. But with this being stainless steel, this is as low as you want to get it. This will make a big difference overall. And like I said, when we're done, we can just literally put the top on, and let the water slowly sink to the bottom from it. But like I said, this is ideal for people that like using drums. You still see it coming out now. What I'll do, I'll dare myself, bring this back a bit, and just slightly pick this up so you actually see it. Right, make sure it ain't too heavy. There you go. Still see it coming through. Coming to the slow bit now. If we was to tip it, still does it. We got a few chips and bits in the bottom, but again they stay to the bottom, and it's the oil that comes up the sides. The pressure of the oil pushes it out. But at least you can get on and do something else instead of tipping in so many bags.